person's places and things. We're here for another unboxing, and this time it's going to be Dungeon Crate. We actually recently came across them at Planet Comic-Con Kansas City, and we decided to try it out. It's basically a box for not only Dungeons & Dragons and Pathfinder, it's basically for role-playing games. They start at, I think, $30 a month plus shipping and handling. We had a 10% off coupon, so this time we got it for about $25. And it actually came last week, but we hadn't gotten a chance to show off what we'd gotten. We did actually open the box already, so sorry. Alright, so here is the box. It's, I actually really like it. It's got a very nice, simple, clean logo, Dungeon Crate on it. It actually looks like a little chest that's very nice and cute. On this side, it has some Elder Futhark runes. I'm not going to spoil you on what it actually says there. It's very cute, though. So if you want to look up, let me get a little bit of a better picture there. If you want to look up and translate for yourself, as I said, that they are the Elder Futhark. It says Dungeon Crate on this side. This side it says it advertises all their social media. Okay, now as I said, I already pulled everything out of this box, so we're just going to dig right in. First thing I would like to let you know about, this is actually usually at the bottom of the box, which is great. It is an inventory card. It tells you everything that is in the crate. And I'm just going to basically kind of read off of this a little bit as I go through it. And it's got a nice little map texture. And then on the back, so it tells you everything that's in it. And it says, Dungeon Crate. The theme this month is the Home Interior Edition. This month's box is all about high-adventure furnishings. We've procured a few items that will add some style and adventure to your castle or dungeon, which is great. First thing in the box was this little griffin fountain. It is made with laser-cut MDF. And it is from advanceddeployment.com. It basically came in a couple of pieces, and then you basically kind of put it together. We decided to only glue these 3 rings together so that we can actually keep it more versatile. But yeah, this is how it's quote-unquote intended to look, as just like a little griffin fountain. But like I said, it's greatly versatile. There's some nice little details on the laser cut wood. It's kind of hard to see because I have a kind of crappy camera, but you can see the little cracks and everything in there. But this way it's super versatile. You can do this and it's a manhole in a street. You can do something like this and it's just a well. This can be a statue. You can put it all together and put a little like blue circle on there and make a little fountain. It's great. As I said, it's from Advanced Deployment. Don't really have any real big gripes about this. I'm not terribly sure about how well it would take paint. But again, there's a lot of nice little details in the wood cutting that I feel like would be lost if you painted it anyways, so probably not going to paint this. But yeah, I was really pleased with this. Okay. Moving on, the next thing in here is this Royal Throne made from Nightwatch Games. It's actually made out of resin. It's very sturdy. It's not going to be breaking anytime soon. It's a pretty decent paint job, not a lot of seams. The biggest gripe that we have with this is that it's actually not really the correct size. One of the claims on the inventory card is that it's ideal for almost any race claiming power, but it's really actually kind of small. Even if you take, for instance, this not completely finished paladin here, his butt looks like it's just barely going to fit on that. When you put it next to something like this, the difference isn't completely stark. I mean, you only really see it if you sit there and look at it for a long time. But if you have any of the larger races, like a Goliath or a Minotaur, they're going to kind of look ridiculous standing next to this. So that is, but if you have, a minute to go check out Night Watch Games, they have some really awesome other pieces on there. Some really large sets of dungeon tiles and things like that. And then there's also a really amazing $85 portal on there that I just about wet myself over. So while this may not be the monumental best thing in their repertoire, it is, you know, a pretty decent piece. Okay. Then we have the Magic Treasures 3 set from Reaper Miniatures. It comes with a little dragon brazier or cauldron or planter or whatever. Personally, to me, that looks like flames, but it could be magic potion. It could be flowers. Who knows? They are metal cast, and of course, we love Reaper. Then we've got this little ball here. I don't know how well you can see that. It's got little skeletal hands holding up a sphere there on top of a table. This is actually one of the examples of why I prefer the Reaper Bonesium over metal, because there is a giant piece of flash right there that's going to be very difficult for me to cut out in order to paint and finish this. And it's, whoop, the other thing like that, see, I'm very clumsy, and I've played with other players who were sitting there playing with, for instance, I know a player who has this exact miniature in metal, and it's got great detail, but it's fragile. He was playing with it, barely dropped it, and his entire arm and shield came off and then had to be glued back on. Whereas this is Bonesium, it's plastic. The worst thing that I'm going to do to this is maybe chip the paint. So that is one of the drawbacks to metal Reaper miniatures. The other drawback to metal ones are that they're more expensive. I really am a fan of the Bonesium because they are plastic, so they're more durable, and therefore less expensive as well because they're plastic. But, you know, some of these things they haven't gotten around to making in the Bonesium, things like that. This is another piece of it. It is a stack of scrolls, and bonus rat included. Because, I mean, what's a stack of scrolls without a rat? And here is my favorite bit of this piece, which is just a little book on a little stand, and like a little podium. It's got a little tiny spider on there that you can't really see because my camera is crappy. But, yeah, that's another part of it. And then there's this little gnome Egyptian idol, which is just hilarious in so many ways. But yeah, those would be a good addition to, you know, little treasures that you could find in a dungeon or a necromancer's lair, things like that. So those were nice, but they're, again, the metal is the drawback there. Then we have this here. One of the things that we saw at Planet Comic-Con was that they were including different kinds of coins. Here are some of the different coins that they're kind of including. These are made from Shire Post Mint. They've got some Wheel of Time things. The Knights. Oh, that's the King Killer Chronicles. I have no idea what that is from. It sounds interesting, so probably going to look that up here in a little bit. Game of Thrones coins. There's the Conan coins, and then the Lord of the Rings coins that they have. And the one that came with this is actually a Conan coin. It is the Conan 5-piece coin. You can kind of see Conan's head there. And there's 5 swords on the back, indicating that it's a 5-piece. Personally, me, not a terrible big fan of coins myself, but somebody who you know, wants to up their RPG game, you know, and actually use coins in a game might find a use for this, or I'm sure these will look great on a shelf. They are very interesting, and they're actually really well made. They're actually metal stamped. And they've got nice, interesting little details on them. It's got an interesting little blurb about it in the display piece there. So, I mean, they are nice. I just personally wouldn't maybe use them. So there's that. We got our obligatory 2 random dice, which I like because you can never have too many dice. I know Trey said that he was a little bit disappointed in this because he likes set of dice, and also that they're kind of just things that you can pick up at any random game store for about 10 cents a piece. But I personally like it. I think it's good filler for a box. You know, just to kind of round out any role-playing game box, throw in a couple dice. You always need more dice. Then we have kind of the normal stuff. Little vinyl decal, and there was a pen in there which has gotten lost in my room somewhere. So yeah, just kind of filler stuff there. And then this was interesting. They included a business card for, goodness gracious, for Dungeon Crawler miniatures. There wasn't any of their products in this box, which at first kind of made me a little interested, a little weird, a little leery. I'm like, well, you're just advertising for a miniature company. That's kind of skeevy. But then if you take a minute to actually look at this and look on the back, they were advertising a Kickstarter, which actually I find really cool. You know, not only using this box to, you know, let us know about some different companies like Dungeon Crawler or Advanced Deployment or Nightwatch Games that we might not know about, but also having community involvement. My gripe about this is that the campaign was to June 17th, and by the time we got the crate, there was only 2 days left in the campaign. And it didn't fund. So if you were, you know, looking to try to help this Kickstarter, maybe, if I were you, I would, like, maybe use your Twitter or your social media for something like this. Because you're not going to get this out in time for people to actually help with the community project. Or even on your, if you do something like this on your inventory thing, draw attention to it. You know, because this is not listed on the inventory sheet at all. You know, draw attention to, hey, for our community spotlight this week, we're highlighting this project that you might want to get involved in to, you know, to help the community, or this cool thing is going on. That's more of something that I would do. Something that Trey also mentioned was that because, you know, you're just putting this business card in there and people are going to look at that and just go, well, pfft, I don't even care. You might put something on there like, hey, there's a 10% discount at this store, so that people look at this long enough to go, oh, hey, that's kind of cool. Oh, there's a Kickstarter. So, you know, a little bit of a constructive criticism there. So, overall, we paid about $25, including shipping for this crate, and I really do feel like we got our money's worth. The throne alone, we looked it up on the website, that's $15 alone. And the metal miniatures for Reaper probably cost somewhere between $10 and $12. So yeah, we did get our money's worth for this crate. Are they really things that we'll use? Probably not terribly, and really we've looked at past crates on the website, and a lot of the past crates had like one single piece that really was the wow factor for this crate. For that crate, whereas we feel kind of like this one didn't have a specific wow piece. I mean, if it was supposed to be the Griffin fountain, it's great. It was a little small, so it doesn't really catch your attention all that much. Same thing with the throne. All of these pieces were great pieces, but we didn't feel like there was one just central piece that made us go, wow. The other thing was that originally we were going to suggest that you include some sort of map, because if this is an home interior theme, you would think that you would include some maps of interiors. We found out later that there was digital content included. Something that I would suggest is that digital content is way down at the bottom here. I would draw a little bit more attention to that, because it took us 4 days to figure out that there was digital content. And we looked at that you know, there's some great digital content there. It was to a magazine, had a couple, some adventures, some reviews of adventures, great stuff. Draw more attention to it. One of the other things that Willis found is that the website doesn't have any links to support. For instance, we had not intended to renew the subscription for next month because of some job issues that were going on, and forgot to cancel it. And there's really no place for us to go, well, hey, where do we contact support? So he ended up having to send out a tweet to the Twitter, and we haven't got a response back yet, as far as we can tell. So definitely making support a more central availability is probably important. Yeah, I mean, this crate, I'm sure that, I'm sure absolutely that I got our money's worth. And, you know, I'm personally looking forward to seeing next month. I would like to do a second review, see if next month doesn't feel like it's a little bit better value for the price for what we're going to use it for. Because this month did kind of feel like a little bit of a dud for us. But like I said, I've seen past crates, and they've got some good stuff going on. So we'll give it another shot next month, and we'll see what comes up. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.